accident. Creating individual success is like having a recipe for a great meal. It only works if you know how to use the ingredients. As a best-selling author, entrepreneur, business coach, strategist, and champion, the Lewis Howard Live Show provides you the insider's view on winning. All we do is win, 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 helping you become the best version of yourself. I love that. Our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. I'm opening with this little glass as someone is looking through a prism or through a scope. And the question is this person looking to achieve another milestone, or they're looking for their next destination, or they're looking for a place to camp out, a comfort zone? We're going to talk about those questions and a couple of more things. Good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Lewis Howard. As you know by now, this is Lewis Howard Live, and thank you for listening either live or later on downloads, frequent plays. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the platforms that we get to play on and have the show on. Today, I want to talk about comfort zone versus milestones. What are they? Okay. I believe that in life, we all have a story, okay? And we're all on a journey. And it's about how you are living your story, how you are accomplishing your journey that makes the difference. I believe most people, at the end of their days, want to look back and believe that their life was worth something. Their life was worth living, that they made an impact, whether it's on their families, their communities, their nation, and even their world. You know, a lot of athletes, a lot of celebrities and people now are talking about legacy. Wasn't a conversation 20 years ago, but now people are concerned about what legacy do they leave. What legacy will you leave? Will you leave any at all? Does it matter to you? I believe it matters to all of us. If you've ever been around someone after somebody has gone on and left the earth, they remember so much about the person, right? The Celebration of Life talks about it. When people are going to deal with their things, they, talk about the memories of what that person meant to. That's their legacy. Some people, they just leave bills. They leave nothing. Hope that you're not in that group, that you're now thinking about it. If you haven't been thinking about it, what's your legacy? But you don't have a legacy until the story's over. You don't have a story until the journey's over. So that's where we are. We're still in the journey and the story part of this. So I want to talk about two things that's important part of your journey. One is comfort zones, milestones. In life, we ought to be looking for milestones, not comfort zone. And we need to talk about the difference and what those two are and why are they relevant in your journey and in your story. And to answer that question, you just need to look around you and ask a few people how they're doing, okay? And people will either say, I'm doing good or I'm doing bad. In Spanish, they say más or menos. Right? I'm either doing plus or I got a minus, good or bad. So they're telling you a little bit about where their temperature is, but they don't tell you what state that they're in. And so comfort zone is where you're sort of getting into a place where you are comfortable, right? In your home, they have heating and cooling. In your vehicle, you have heating and cooling temperature settings. And most of the time, you want to set it to a temperature that's comfortable. In the winter, I want a temperature that's warm and comfortable. In the summer, I want a temperature that's cool. So I'm setting that. It's become a bit complex because, when I grew up, you had one setting in a car. And whoever was driving the car decided what the setting was going to be. Us kids and passengers, we didn't have a say. We either said it's too cold or it's too hot. But ultimately, the driver, they made a decision. Why? Because they were in charge. But now today, with technology and consumer demand, man, you can have vehicles with 2 and 3 comfort zone systems in. My vehicle has 2 comfort zones, one for the people up front and one for the people back. And on top of that, I have one for the driver and one for the passenger. So I got 3 or 4 zones in this car that can let people know how comfortable they are. So if they get too hot, they can just reach down and adjust it up. They get too cold, they can reach down and adjust it up. Okay, life's not so easy. You can't just adjust up or adjust down comfort zones. They don't work that way. So sometimes when you get in a comfort zone, it's not that easy to get out. So what is a comfort zone? We'll take a quick look at what a comfort zone is, and I'm going to try to share this page. I think I pretty much can. What a comfort zone is and what a comfort zone is not. So let's take a look at what a comfort zone is. Okay. Hope you guys can see that. If not, I can do it a little bit bigger. What a comfort zone is. Well, so comfort zone is a psychological state. This is the legal or Webster version of it. Comfort zone is a psychological state where someone feels safe and in the comfort of their environment. Okay. They feel safe in the comfort of their environment. First of all, I'll go back to that. So we have people that are comfortable with what they do. They don't want to do any more than what they do, right? They're comfortable making X amount of money per month. They're comfortable with their job. They're comfortable with their relationship. They're just comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, right? We ought to all strive to have some level of comfort. But if you are running a race, if you stay comfortable too long, you're not going to compete in that race. Okay. Because at some point, you need to be running a race and not over on the sideline being comfortable. Another example would be a race car driving. Okay. Every race car driving in the big races, Indies or NRAs, they have a pit stop. And the pit stop is designed to give the driver a bit of a break and to address any issues relating to the vehicle, refueling or deal with brakes or whatever it is. Okay. There's a certain amount of time allocated to the driver, to the team to be there. They got to get back in the race. They can't spend all the time over in the pit stop. In life, people are spending too much time in the pit stop, or they are drawing a circle around their life. You can kind of see where the guy is standing here. I love this shot because it shows where the guy is standing, sort of place on where he's at. Right? This is his comfort zone. I kind of did that a little bit too big, but this is his comfort zone, right? You can see that. So he doesn't want to be outside of his comfort zone. So we have people that get in a comfort zone and they don't want to get out of it, right? This is just their comfort zone, okay? And the problem with that mindset is you're not making progress, right? When you're stuck in a comfort zone, you might be comfortable, you might feel good, but you're not making progress. You're not moving. So I always like to say, this revelation thought came to me is pursue milestones, not comfort zone. So comfort zone is like you're camping, I'm resting, I've made X amount of dollars, I've made X amount of achievement in life, and I'm comfortable. I don't want, stop asking me about climbing a mountain or stop asking me about running marathons or doing these things. I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. I believe we all have that in our life somewhere. Somewhere we have a place where we say, I don't need any more of this. Okay. But if you are a champion, if you're an athlete, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a grower and an expander, if you're a disruptor, you can't have a comfort zone mentality because you're always moving, as Dr. Dre said, and Snoop says, on to the next episode. Got to get to the next episode. Can't stay on this chapter. Sometimes people get in a chapter, and I get it. that you finally have mastered everything in that chapter, and I don't want to move on. I like being here. But you have to decide, how much is it worth being in this comfort zone, right? So again, comfort zone is a psychological state. We'll look at it again and we'll move on to the next part of this. It's a psychological state where someone feels safe. Okay, nothing wrong with feeling safe, but I can't stay there. I'm going to have to find a place to move. And in control. This is a big deal for people, right? Sometimes people don't move out of their comfort zone because they have control of it. This is my house. This is my business. This is my store. This is my deal. I got control of it. But really, it's about having that control and micromanaging that piece of it, right? It doesn't have any stress to it. You get in a comfort zone, there's no stress because I know my way around the sandbox. I'm not stressed out. I don't need to take on new things. It can also, a situation where people feel comfortable and they don't want to do anything new or difficult. I think we could all probably think of somebody that lives in a comfort zone. Um, I know I've gone over to people's businesses and houses and made suggestions to, I don't know, different things. And I get like, nope, not changing that. Okay. I could do that better. Nope, not changing it. Okay. And so, okay, I got to respect people's choices. But if you're building something and you're growing something, got to change. Okay. You got to get out of your comfort zone, um, for your kids' sake, right? It's a wrong thing as an adult for you to lock into a comfort zone where you're safe and force the child into the comfort zone. I talked about this a few episodes back, where people will displace their fear on their kids. They're afraid of the boogeyman. They're making the kids afraid of the boogeyman, right? You get afraid to step out. Now you're afraid if your kids step out. And people will get mad about that. I don't understand why you're taking the risk. People ask me all the time, I don't understand why you're doing all these different things. Why are you? Because I enjoy them, number one. And two, they're all outside of my comfort zone. Okay. We have social comfort zones. Okay. I live in the Northwest where people are a bit isolatory. And so what people tend to do is they will congregate with people they know. That's their comfort zone. They will not speak, engage, or invite someone outside their comfort zone. I have literally stand next to a group of two or three people that have basically ignored me. You know why? I don't know him. He's not in our group. He's not in our village. He's not of our race. He's not of our ethnicity. He's not of our income level. We don't need to talk to him. Okay. Versus me, I like to talk to anybody. I'll talk to the janitor. I'll talk to the CEO. I don't really care because I don't live in a silo. I don't live in a comfort zone. So you have to ask yourself, and it's one of those, kind of come to self-check moments. Have I been lifted in a comfort zone? Have I left some opportunities on the table because I wouldn't change? I wouldn't step out of my comfort zone. All right. So the lesson really is look through your life, see where you have gotten too comfortable, where you have gotten camped. Good is the enemy of best. So if you find life in places in your life, you say, yeah, I'm doing good there. I'm doing good there. I'm doing good there. Then you have to ask yourself, could I do better there? Could I achieve best there? So you should be your own competitor. You compete with yourself. What was my income 5 years ago? I want to double it. I want to triple it. I'm not comfortable just getting in a comfort zone. Look, I know this personally. I have had very disastrous situations and challenging situations that I've gone through. And I get to a period of just rest. I can fold my hands and I can rest out of that situation, right? And sometimes I just want to stay in that place. I want to rest her because it's safe. Nobody's bothering me. Nobody's calling me. Nobody's harassing me. But I also realize I've got a story to tell. I've got a journey to live. And in order to do that, I've got to get out of my comfort zone and I got to move to milestones. I see invitations extended to people all the time that's outside of their comfort zone and they say no. Not because they're not gifted, talented, ability to do it, or they don't have the resources to do it, because it's just something new. And I don't want to leave my comfort zone. You are leaving money, you're leaving resources, you're leaving opportunities, you're leaving some stuff on the table. You're only going to get one life. Why live in the comfort zone? I get it. I've experienced it, but I'm telling you, you ought to be pursuing milestones instead of comfort zone. All right, what's a milestone? Okay, so a milestone is a little bit different because a milestone is marks of achievement. Okay, so you can kind of see my little image there. Can I get that big? My little image there of the people kind of celebrating, right? Their group, they've achieved something. They've achieved a milestone. Then I got the guy down here. He's climbing the stairs. He's kind of rough. I'm not trying to be fancy here, but yeah, I got the guy down here. He's climbing the stairs and he's getting up. And you can see where the flag is. He's got a mark there. That's his milestone. When he gets to the top of those stairs, he has reached a milestone. Okay. Where are the milestones in your life? Right? Where are the milestones? Okay. So let's look at education as an example. Okay. So we start in first grade, some of them start in kindergarten, but every year as you move along, it's another milestone. Okay. Second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, and so on. Then eventually making a big leap, I'm into college. Okay. Same with age. As children, one of the things that I love with children, let me see if I can find one because that's kind of my favorite little things. Is, at children love to mark milestones. I remember as a kid where you want mom to like uh, put your name up on the board so you could see like how much you grew, right? I can't find a good picture here. All right, I won't keep trying. And so they would mark you every year about how tall you gotten, right? You're reaching a milestone. Okay, so milestones are super important because they tell me where I am in comparison to where I was. Where's your milestones? Do you have milestone markers in your life? Because that's the measurement. You can't manage it if you can't measure it. So if you don't have milestones that you're measuring where you are, you're not on a journey. You're just out going someplace because you're not marking anything. And most likely you're back to what we said, you're in the comfort zone. So you're either in the comfort zone, I'm relaxed, I'm comfortable, I'm safe, I'm cool. Or I'm in milestone. I'm measuring where I am. When I started in real estate so many years ago, I started in property management, entry level to real estate. And then I moved from that to sales was my next milestone. Then I became a sales manager. Then I became an account manager. And then I went to work for a developer as an executive. And then I worked with builders and investments and developments. And now I own my own company, with developments and buildings and brokerages and so forth. Those are all milestones. I can count at every stage what I've done. So I don't pursue comfort zones. I'm pursuing milestones. And it's really important to understand. And so you got to define what is the milestone, right? What defines a milestone? Let me find it again, put that back. I messed myself up. What is the milestone? Okay. And how do we design and define the milestone? Okay. So the milestone is a significant event in your life. Often a milestone marks the start of a new chapter. For example, the day you graduated from high school, the day you got married, the day you got divorced, the day you bought your first car. That was a milestone. I know as a kid, that was a big deal. I got my driver's license. That was a milestone. And I got my first car. But milestone literally refers to a roadside marker that lists the distance to a particular destination. Okay. I'm a milestone going somewhere to happen. You should have milestones. You know why? Because that becomes the makeup of your story. I did X, Y, and Z. I was a law enforcement and now I'm doing this. I was a teacher. Now I'm doing this. I've accomplished this. And I'll tell you what, when you start doing milestones in your life, it's a sense of self-satisfaction. I have no problem with people promoting on social media when you've accomplished a milestone. I remember when I reached $1 billion in transaction closings. That was huge for me to post that. And I got a ring. I got a ring that was given to me as a milestone, as a remembrance for that. So milestones are very important in life. You ought to be pursuing milestone. So your homework assignment, if I can give you one, is to look in your life and do two things. List all of your activities, list all your different roles, right? Your father, husband, uh, employer, employee, and then list by those. Am I in a comfort zone or am I in a milestone? Okay. The difference that you know is if one is not changing and has been the same, if your hairstyle is the same as it been 10 years ago, let me just tell you about that one. You're in a comfort zone. Okay. Um, if you're making the same money that you made 15 years ago, you're in a comfort zone. Okay. So you should list these things that I'm in a comfort zone here. I'm in a milestone here. I'm in a milestone there. And then you look at those areas and see, how can I improve on those different areas? Okay. I'm in a comfort zone here. I'm a few pounds overweight and I'm comfortable eating too much. Okay, I need to get out of that. I need to get into exercise so you can live a long time and you can accomplish more milestones, right? We should not be selfish. We should not say, well, I got mine, let the world get theirs. And I think we feel a little bit right now with our politics and everything else, like people just trying to get their money, get their way, trying to get my legacy. I think if you are fortunate in life to get everything you want, you have an obligation to reach out and help other people because there's somebody that needs the wisdom, the resources, the contacts, the network that you have built. That's why I love it being around 70-year-olds and 80-year-old people because I'm looking for the wisdom that they have. They've accomplished something. They've got some milestone informations. Hey, and they're not living in the comfort zone because they've already achieved what they need to achieve. And so I think you need to be thinking about that so you can motivate your own self. You don't need me telling you that. You know your own life. You know where you're slacking off. You know where you need to step up. And so find those places so you can be better and the people around you can be better. Because I guarantee you, if your light is shining brighter, you're going to cause some other people's light to shine brighter. And if you're living in milestones, you can challenge your friends to say, hey guys, let's get out of this. I hate to be around people that are 50, 60 years old. You know what they talk about? They talk about their aches and pains, y'all. That's all I hear about. My bursitis, my knee is acting up, my ankle's acting up, my back. I got to go to the medication for. That's all they're talking about. You're around 20 or 30. You know what they're talking about? Oh, I'm going here. I'm going to be climbing this mountain. I'm going out here. I'm doing this. I'm going here. Okay. Get around some 7-year-olds. You know what they're talking about? Daddy, I want this. Mommy, I want this. I want to be a fireman. I want to be Cinderella. I want to be Superman. I want to be Batman. They are not in the comfort zone. So if you're not around people that are, in milestone, get around them. Spend some time around them. I guarantee it will challenge you to think more of that. Hey, that's all I got today. Thank you for popping in, jumping in. We're going to end with the picture that I put up before and looking through the prism of life. What are you looking at? Milestone, a comfort zone. This has been another edition of Lewis Howard. Thank you for joining. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Every great champion knows that success, overcoming, and winning in life is no accident. Creating individual success is like having a recipe for a great meal. It only works if you know how to use the ingredients. As a best-selling author, entrepreneur, business coach, strategist, and champion, the Lewis Howard Live Show provides you the insider's view on winning. All we do is win, 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 helping you become the best version.